Good afternoon, all, and welcome to We Are Tottenham TV. Welcome back to the channel for the pre-match pump-up for Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur. Kick-off in about an hour and 35 minutes' time. Team news will not be out for at least another 10 minutes, so people are already asking if certain players are playing. Well, we won't know for the next 10 minutes or so, and we will bring you the lineups as soon as they are released. First and foremost, can I ask everyone that's watching to please do the stuff that's free. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for the boys, and also hit the like button. That's all absolutely free and within your gift. Can you also in the chat tell us where you're watching from, because we have a worldwide fan base and it'd be interesting to know where you're watching from. The panel today are people from all over the world, but the one common factor that unites us all is the love for this club, Tottenham Hotspur. So without further ado, Colin, good morning to you. It's a 6:35 in the morning for you in North America.
Correct. Yeah. Good morning, man. All good here. Yeah. Looking forward to the match. Looking, you know, excited as always. Glad to be here.
It's an early start for you, but thank you for joining us today, Colin. Uh, I don't know, Chang, what part of Asia you're in, but I know that you're in Asia. Is it 8:35 in the evening for you?
Yes, that's exactly correct. As you know, Garcia, it is 8:35 p.m. on a Sunday evening here in Southeast Asia. Absolutely looking forward to the match to hopefully give us something to cheer about before the end of the week. And can't wait for this show to get underway, seeing as this is the first time in a good long while since I'm streaming here with Mr. Severs to my top right. So, yeah, let's get this show on the roads, Jose.
So today we have some people are letting us know where they're from. We have Dermot joining us as well, and he's from the Emerald Isle over in Ireland. He's an hour ahead of us at the moment, I think. So he would be 136. So we have a truly worldwide panel today, and obviously I'm based in the UK, but we have people watching from all over. We have Eddie Scott's watching from Surrey. Uh, Plymouth Argyle's watching from Cornwall. We've got Daniel Wilson is shouting out from Melbourne. Lady Webb is coming from South Africa. We've got Steve Kachina watching us from Curlwace in Australia. Charville is joining us from Amsterdam. Road Walnut is joining us from South Carolina. Frey Helm is joining us from Queensland, Australia, and he's asking for everyone to stay safe in Sydney. We have a good afternoon from Kate and Jimbo. So that would be Kate. She's saying afternoon to us. We have an afternoon from Shemtam to us all as well. And his luxury is good afternoon, bossman Jose, the youngest looking old man, Chimichanga Chang, and the one and only junior intern, Mr. Colin. Hello, sir. We've got Ukashkota watching from Poland. Kong is watching from Norway. Kumar Kali is 5:36 a.m. here in Santa Rosa, Nuevo Mexico. You've got Villa Touch TV, shout out from Kenya. You've got Ogiamata watching greetings from Stuttgart in Germany, and Ashertos is watching from Vienna in Austria. Again, thank you very much for being here with us today for the pre-match pump up. It just goes to show truly that our club has a great worldwide support. So for those of you that have shouted out, welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyway, we start as we mean to go on. Colin, what do you make today, Nottingham Forest? What do you make of today's game? The opponents. What are your thoughts? What you're looking for?
Well, I'm not particularly afraid, but those days, those matches sometimes come to bite us. So, yeah, I mean, as long as we come out and we play well, the way that we know the boys are capable of, I'm convinced that we'll do it. We'll take home the 3 points. I was excited, at the prospect of facing Ange, but that's not going to happen. That's not a thing any longer. That would have been a lot of fun though. Um, but yeah, I mean, Morgan Gibbs White, is he playing today? We'll find out, I guess, in a little bit. But there's a couple little mini stories you could we've got along the way today. But as long as we come out and play our game, confident we'll get the 3 points. So.
Chang, are you looking forward to today's game? What are your expectations?
I mean, honestly, we have to build upon the momentum that we have since that's a very gritty away draw against Newcastle over a fortnight ago. It's important for us to show the same grit, determination, and application that has seen us avoid defeat in 3 consecutive matches, stemming from that 2-2 away draw, which I mentioned earlier against Newcastle. And what more can I say about our last two competitive fixtures? 5 goals, no goals conceded. Back-to-back wins against Slavia Prague and also Brentford. Let's see if we can make it 4. Let's see if we can make it 4 unbeaten matches on the trot since that away midweek draw against Newcastle. And yeah, absolutely looking forward to the match. Absolutely looking forward to how this match week 16 pans out, because if results go away, I believe we can finish in the top 10, the top half of the table in match week 16. But I'm not going to count my chickens just yet. Having said that, seeing as we've just had a new arrival join us, let me bring it straight over to Mr. Dermatron. Greetings, Mr. Miles. How are you, good sir?
Good evening. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching this great podcast around this world. How are we all? Are we all looking forward to the game today? Are we all pumped and ready for another 3 points?
That's the question I've just asked, Dermot. So you've come in at the right time.
Yeah. I am pumped. I am ready. 3 points is all important today. It's about putting Morgan Gibbs right in the bin. Tell him that you choose the wrong club. Though I do feel when he was told to stay at Forest, I do feel there was some dodgy dealings going on in the background. I would say he was offered a new jacuzzi. Levy only offered him a little dinky pool. I do feel that Manarakas offered Morgan Gibbs right a Ferrari. Levy offered him a Skoda. You know, so there's lots of differences there. But yeah, 3 points is 3 points today, and we've got to go and make it 4 wins in all competitions. We've scored 7 goals in our last 3 games, only conceded 2. So it's all about consistency. It's all about going at them fast, and get at them. Get a 2-3 goal early lead, and let's show them what we're all about. We've got Liverpool next week. So let's put in a performance today and let's get ready for that Liverpool game. Come on, you Spurs. I'm pumped already. I've been punching holes in my walls. I've been walking around like a caged animal all morning. Come on.
So, some guys here have gone early with the score results already. We haven't even had the lineups yet, so it's fantastic that some have gone early. We have so Ogiyam spoken as Ojam. Ojam. Sorry, I pronounced your name incorrectly earlier. It's Ojam. People are saying thank you for me calling out where people were coming from and where they were in the world, which is fantastic. And you've got a lot of people coming in with results early. We haven't got to that part of the show yet, but it's fantastic because there's a lot of positivity in the chat. There's a lot of positivity with score lines. Clayton Meeks, it's 7:48. Sorry, 7:42 a.m. in Atlanta. Welcome on board. Welcome to the show. Today, it's interesting. Dermot's quite right. We scored 7 goals in the last 3 games. The Tottenham, it just shows you how times change because 4 weeks ago, so maybe even let's say 3 weeks ago, people were talking about XGs and how we didn't create enough chances and we weren't doing this and we weren't doing that. Well, in the last 3 games, Newcastle, we scored twice against Brentford, 3 against Slavia. So the goals are starting to come in. I will ask, have you seen, and I'm going to ask this, in the last few games, let's say the last 3 games, because that's when we scored these goals, have you seen any green shoots in the team? Is there anything that stood out for you, Colin, in what we've done in the last 3 games?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we've got Xavi who's coming into his own. I think it's quite a change. I think coming into the Premier League. I think we all like to say it's the best league in the world. I truly think it is, but it's definitely one of the most competitive physical leagues in the world. And so for any player, especially a young player, to come into the Premier League, it's an adjustment on and off the pitch. And I think all of you guys would probably agree with me that he started out his Spurs career in, I don't know, less than stellar form and fashion. but he's really started coming into his own. And with that, I also think Randy Kolo Muani has looked great lately as well. I think that we're starting to see them build something and really get into a rhythm and into the swing of things. So, long may that continue. Hopefully, we get to see them both start today. I think that they've both earned it. I could see the argument for Richarlison to start ahead of Kolo Muani, but yeah, I definitely think that we're really beginning to see Xavi bear fruit. We're beginning to see why he was brought into the team, and yeah, I'm just very, very excited to see him continue. And I mean, we've looked like we've got some kind of an idea offensively. Sure, it's not perfect. I think that maybe we've looked better at going up the pitch with some of our other recent managers, but I think that we're really we're starting to see things kind of take shape. So yeah, I'm really happy and excited and hope it continues today.
I believe you're on mute, Jose. Jose, you're on mute.
You're on mute, bud.
Sorry, sorry about that. I was saying I was going to go to Dermot and say I saw the press conference that Thomas Frank did for today's game, and he gave a special mention. I suppose it's the way the question was framed to him, but he sounded out 3 players today, didn't he?
He did.
Have these 3 players impressed you in the last 3 games?
They have. Look, for me, Xavi's come of age. I agree with Colin. It's not easy coming into the Premier League. Some players do adapt quicker than others. But I think we've always known that Xavi's got the talent. He keeps Thomas Frank kept saying he's doing fantastic in training. I just think the Premier League is fast, it's physical. And once you get up to them strict speeds and you get your physicality right, then I think you adapt to it very quickly. Who was the other 2 out top of my head? Jose, sorry.
He sounded out Xavi, he sounded out Kudos, and he also sounded out Richarlison.
Look, Kudos, I agree. I think Kudos has been great. I mean, yes, on and off, he's had a few off games, but in general, I love Kudos' attitude. He goes out there and he tries to give his all every minute of every game. And I love his celebration, getting the seat of the ball boy or the ball girl and sitting on the seat. I love that celebration. I think it's cool. Richarlison, for me, I get it. I think it's more for confidence for Richarlison, but he missed the sitter on Tuesday. Anybody of any sort would have scored that goal. He had the whole goal to aim at, and he hit. I mean, I've always said it. Richarlison's like an animal. If he was round Noah's time, would go where the ark is, but he would still miss the entrance. I mean, that's how I describe Richarlison on Tuesday. I get it for his confidence and probably for his own well-being, give him a boost. But really, has he been really one of our best players? I don't think so. I think he could have said Van der Ven. I think he could have said Archie Gray as well. I know he penciled him out in the press conference as well. I think he could have given Bergville a bit of praise for the way he's been doing. Sorry. And another thing, other players as well. I think he could have picked better players, but I get it with Richie because if he wants to boost up his confidence. But yeah, the first 2 I totally agree with. The last one, I don't think so.
So Chang, first stab for you, mate. There's your lineup. Oops, sorry, the lineups are out.
Yep.
There we go. There you go. There's the lineup for today, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
So it looks like we have 2 up front again, Kolo Muani and Richarlison starting together, just as they did last Saturday against Brentford. Vicario, as usual, he retains his spot in goal, as does the pairing of Van der Ven and Romero. Fingers crossed, everyone. We hope for 3 consecutive clean sheets. That I think would be a big bonus for all of us if both Van der Ven and Romero can see to another shutout this time away at Forest. And Xavi Simons starting again, looking more and more he's getting more and more time now. Hopefully, that can only play to his advantage. And yeah, Kudus is on the right. Poro and Spence. Those are your fullbacks. And the last one would be our the midfield duo of Bentancur and Archie Gray. They make up our starting 11. Nothing too surprising on the subs bench. Kinski, the substitute goalkeeper. Kevin Denso, João Palhinha, Mathis Tell, Lucas Bergval, Johnson, Odabier, Pepe Matassar, and last but not least, Ben Davies. So we have options on the bench that we can call upon if we need to make a change or try to affect proceedings with our substitutions. Mathis Tell, Lucas Bergval, even Brendan Johnson, our super sub, and Odabier. And if we need to shore things up, well, there's always Kevin Denso, Pepe Matassar, and João Palhinha to shore up that midfield to see out the game if we find ourselves leading. And now that I've seen that lineup, yeah, absolutely looking forward to the game. Hopefully more of the same, please. More of the same from last Saturday against Brentford and also against Slava Prague on midweek. I just have to add something before I turn it back to you, Jose. I want to add a little bit to what Mr. Walls was saying earlier with regards to Richarlison. Yeah, I honestly feel that this game especially in the league against Nottingham Forest, if we are presented with chances to score, we have to grab those chances by the scruff of the neck and see to it that we do score rather than us having to rule our missed chances at a full-time whistle. Having said that, back to you, Sino Garcia.
Colin, the team is starting to take shape. I mean, this team more or less looks like the same team, or the bulk of it, that's played in against Brentford last week. I think it's exactly the same lineup that played against Brentford last week, and it looks more or less similar to the lineup that we probably put out against Newcastle. So, are we starting to get similarities? Frank any closer to knowing his 11? Because this is a completely changed lineup from when we started the beginning of the season. Obviously, there's injuries and there's players that are coming back from injury now, but it seems like a settled lineup. What are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that makes sense, right? You you come into a team, you're only there a limited amount of time before matches start coming. So, you sort of have to learn on the fly. I think that's what we've seen old Thomas Frank doing so far this season. And yeah, I think he's learning who he can trust. There's been times where I've been sort of left wondering with his lineups, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. At least it's better. I mean, it's not perfect. I don't think anyone would tell you that they love the football that we're playing, but as long as we win and get clean sheets, win by more than like a 1-goal margin, I'm a pretty happy guy, and we've been doing that, and yeah, he's getting the best out of players. I know that people don't love Richarlison, and I get it. I get why. I'm pretty hype on the guy myself. I just like a player who clearly being out there means a lot to him. So seeing him succeed always makes me happy. I love seeing a manager choose. I don't know, just seeing a manager choose a player that cares a lot. It's always a good feeling. So happy for Richarlison. But yeah, it seems to me like this team is, as you said, starting to take shape, and Frank is learning who he can trust. Yes.
Dermot, your thoughts on the lineup, mate?
I like it. I quite like that lineup. I think it's an attacking lineup. I think it's a good line. I'm glad he's kept Xavi in there. That's his third start, isn't it, Jose? Now and 3 starts in a row now for Xavi.
Yeah.
I'm glad Archie Gray's back in there as well. I think Archie Gray deserves his start today.
True. Yeah.
I would have preferred Palhinha instead of Bentancur, but that's just a personal preference. I don't. Is he going for 2 up front? That I can't work out the formation.
He has played Colomwani on the wing before.
Different, isn't it? Is he going for 2, or do you think he's gone for Richie on the left, guys?
So what he's done.
He
So
doesn't like to play Rich on the left, from what I remember.
So when I went last week to the Brentford game, this is exactly the same lineup we had last week. And when I went to the Brentford game, Moani started out on the left, Kudus on the right, Xavi in the hole, and you had Richie up front. But what I noticed is that when we attacked, the license was given to Moani to come infield to help out to become a second striker. However, if the ball was on the other side, then Kudos had the license to come inside to help out Richarlison as well. Because from the Brentford game, the noticeable change for me is that our fullbacks were going beyond our wide players, which I've not seen all season. Suspense was going beyond Moani, and Porro was going beyond Gray, which allowed Moani and or Kudos to come inside to make that number 2 to help Richarlison out. That's what I noticed last week, and this is exactly the same lineup again.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of interference coming from the mic. Sorry. Try again. Let me see. Sorry, Kane, go on in. Yeah, people are saying in the chat there's a nuclear attack. A lot of people are happy in the chat, it looks like. People are saying what the positions are. A lot of people are saying that they're happy that Gray is in. People are saying that they like Moani on the left. So Kavma says he likes Moani on the left. Mr. Prolax and Hotspur saying 4-2-3-1, but Mr. Mo Prolux is also saying that it's flexible. Gray says Richie in the middle, Colo on the left. Colin is saying Richie's in the middle. You have Gray also saying seems like our strongest team. I haven't even looked at the lineup yet for Nottingham Forest, but someone's already saying that Matt Sells, their number 1 goalkeeper, is not even in the squad. Ukaz is saying, I want to see Matthias Telmore. He's promising, top-notch professional at a very young age. I would prefer to play him over Richie, seen in his way higher. Can't do any wrong. Collins also saying the club has given every away fan a blue and white scarf for today's game at Forest, which is a good gesture from the club, he's saying. Billy's asking where Kate and Jimbo are. Kate and Jimbo are probably doing life things today, Billy, hence why they are not here, and they have asked us to host, so you can still have a show today. I was speaking to Chang this morning, Colin, on my show that I did this morning, and I was talking about Nottingham Forest. And Forest have been, I think, in the Premiership for 3 seasons now. They came up, there was a big turnaround with the amount of players that they brought in. I was also saying that actually Nottingham Forest have had, last year they had Nuno as manager. This year, however, they've already had 3 managers because Nuno started the season, was dismissed. Ange came in. Chan was looking forward to playing Forest with Ange's managers today, by the way. And then Ange has gone. They've now got Sean Dyche. So they've got 3 managers. 3 managers they've had this season. And I saw that, I was saying on my show this morning, Colin, Nottingham Forest spent a lot of money in the summer. Well, a lot of money. They spent well over 100, maybe under 200, but well over 100. And they bought in the likes of McAtee from Man City, who was being touted to all the clubs at 40, 45 million. They actually bought him in for 25. They bought Amari Hutchinson from Ipswich. They bought a fair few players who never actually got a run in the team under Nuno, but you would have thought they were bought for Nuno. Then Ange wasn't using them either, the new players that have been bought in. And I don't think Dyche has used them too much either since he's been there. So I think that Nottingham Forest are in transition as well at the moment. Is this the right time to play them, Colin? I suppose is what I'm asking.
Good question. Sure, I guess. I mean, I feel like new manager bounce, is that still a thing? I mean, Sean Dyche is not a bad manager, experienced. I'm sure he's played you know, with whatever team he's managing at the time. I'm sure he's played Spurs a fair few times, but always, you know, like a different iteration of Spurs, never Thomas Frank's team. But yeah, sure. I mean, I guess it's a good time to play him. I think that, you know, we have to just get out there and play the way we know we can. It's possible to hurt us. I think the fact too that they've got players that, as you were saying, haven't been given much of a chance. They're probably hungry. So if they do get a chance today, you know, I'm sure they'll really give it everything they've got. And then that also is a couple like unknowns that they could throw at us because, you know, they're kind of an unknown quantity at this time. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad time to play them. You know, like you said, they're in transition. Seems like everything's kind of a little bit of a shit show with that club at the moment, and with, you know, with their manager and all the issues, sorry, with their owner and all the issues that, you know, they were having with him, and yeah, you know, the more I talk about it, the more I'm feeling better about it. So yeah, it's a great time to play them. Let's do it. You know, it's perfect, but yeah, it could be very good, but then also if we lose to them today, it'll feel pretty bad, all things considered as well. But I don't know. I mean, Chang, I'm interested to know how you, both you guys, Jose, you too, but um, that's how I'm looking at it at least.
The way I see it, if I were to be a Forest fan, I think it's rather dangerous for us to sort of underestimate them, especially on a home ground. You have to remember that it was only 3 weeks ago, towards the end of November, Nottingham Forest pulled off what I thought was the upset of the season so far. They were able to beat Liverpool very, very convincingly away on their travels at Anfield by 3 goals to nil. And they then follow that up with convincing wins as well at home in the Europa League against Malmo, and more recently Utrecht 3 days ago on a Thursday night. Yes, they were given a humbling away last Saturday against Everton. They lost that by 3 goals to nil as well, but they were also able to secure wins over Wolverhampton Wanderers away on the travels. So Wolves, I mean not Wolves, sorry, Forest. Forest are up and down at the moment, but it will be very interesting to see how they approach and how they treat this match. For them, I think they have every impetus to want to get a win here, because a win for them will see them pull away from the bottom three. They are only 2 points. Nottingham Forest are only 2 points clear of West Ham United, who are in 18th. Forest are in 17th. And if Forest do win their game and Leeds United fail to win theirs, then they will leapfrog Leeds United for 16th. But that's the highest they can achieve, or rather, that's the highest that they can progress. For me, I think it's rather perilous to sort of underestimate Forest, because on their day, as we saw at the end of November, they can really be a force to be reckoned with. Liverpool found it out a little too late, and let's just hope that we aren't going to be on the receiving end of another, that away day fixture. But yeah, I've seen the lineups for both these teams, and absolutely looking forward to the match. Having said that, back to you, Senor Garcia.
So the Forest lineup today, they've got John Victor in goal. So Sells is their number one. Is not even on the subs bench. They've got a back four of Savona, Milenkovic, Murillo, and Williams. Midfield two of Anderson and Sangari. Then they've got three behind the striker, which is Hutchinson, Gibbs White, Hudson Odoi, and they've got Igor Jesus up front. Dermot, welcome back.
Am I sounding better now?
You sound peachy.
Yeah, thank you. I haven't been called that before, but I'll take it.
You're sounding peachy, mate. What are your thoughts on Forest, their lineup, and Forest so far, and what's got to come to us for today?
Forest have been a team that's been they've been quite up and down, haven't they? They've had the nightmare on the range. Sean Dyche has come in and does what Sean Dyche does well. It's just making the team hard to beat. Am I right to say that they're not starting with a number one keeper today?
That's what I've just. Yeah, he's not in the squad at all.
Yeah. look, there's some good players there. Hudson Odoi is a player that, for me, we need to look out for. Anderson Gibbs White, I think, as well. I think Moriello as well is another good player. But I think we should have enough to beat this team today. I really do. I really do feel we've got the better group of players. We've got the better setup. I just think we've got enough about us to put in a good performance and get 3 points against this Villa side, this Forest side today. I really do. I don't think there's nobody out there that really springs to me in this Forest lineup and thinks, oh, they're a danger. They're good players, but I think we've got enough about us today to get all 3 points. And time to show Gibbs right. He made the wrong decision. He should have came to Tottenham.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let me have a look at the table. So yeah, Forest have scored 14 and conceded 25. The last 6 games, Forest have drawn 1-1, lost 1, lost. So they've got a minus goal difference of 11. Their home form hasn't been the greatest this year, but the last thing we need is Dr. Tottenham to turn up. I've seen enough in the last 3 games that Tottenham are on an upturn. Tottenham are on an upturn in the last 3 games, and our form, whether we like it or not, our form away from home has been rather better than our form at home. So being away today against Forest, I'm actually really, really looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to this game with a lot of positivity, a lot more energy than what I had maybe a month ago. And I think the energy was not only what I was seeing with my own eyes, but the way that the support in the stadium. Because what I will say, and I'm going to say this now, last week, the support at Brentford was absolutely immense. So last week I was in the North Stand. Obviously, the loudest stand in the stadium is the South Stand, but all 4 corners of the ground sang last week. I will say when they did the lineups last week as well, and Vicario is the first name that you read out on the team sheet, the absolute roar that Vicario got when they read his name out was absolutely something to behold. Tottenham's fans were right behind the team last weekend. Today, we're away from home, but notoriously, we've got one of the best away support in the whole of the land. Tottenham go away and they out-sing people in their own grounds. No doubt today we will hear our supporters at Nottingham Forest City Ground singing. You'll hear them on the television. You'll hear them wherever you're watching from, even if it's on the wireless, on the radio. You will hear the Tottenham roar today. Colin, today, are you looking forward to, well, everything we've spoken about and the Tottenham roar and,
Yeah, absolutely. After I think a couple of weeks ago, the drama with Vicario after the howler, and then the fans kind of turning on him, and then Thomas Frank and his comments about the fans. I think that was everything could have easily turned really nasty after that, and I'm happy with this turn of events instead. And hopefully we continue to give the fans something to cheer about and be happy about today. As long as we look interested and like we've got a clue going up the pitch, I think the fans will get behind the team. Yeah, that's my hope at least. And I think that'll come to be. I do. As long as we have a decent start. But yeah, I mean, I believe in everybody. I believe in the fans and the team, so we should be good.
What's a decent
It's
start,
all
Cole?
about the start, isn't it? It's all about us getting a fast start to this game and using that support we do get from the away fans. The away fans have been absolutely immense this year. They're always good anyway, but
True,
anytime that if I've gone away, that is your 12th man. Yes, I get it. Our home fans can be a little bit, not as loud as our away fans, but you expect our team at home to be on the front foot as well. You expect the team at home to generate this, to to generate the noise. But away, our away fans have been absolutely fantastic all season. And
Agreed.
a big credit to them all. And we need to use that today. We need to use that as an incentive to go out Forest and get in there early, get early goals and put them to the sword early. And then Thomas Frank can say, okay, I'm going to bring a few plays off now with Liverpool in mind next week. But yeah, I just want to shout out away fans. They're absolutely immense.
The best fans for all the games I've been to this season, and I've only been to the home games. The best atmospheres have been against Manchester United when we drew 2-2. Great atmosphere in that game, and Brentford. Brentford was superb as well. The atmosphere, but the fans are coming on side, or they were on side for them games at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is fantastic. But like we're all alluding to, our away support is one of the best in the whole of the country, and you will always hear Tottenham away from home. Always, they outsing their fans at every ground they go to, whether it be in Europe or whether it be here in England. They outsing everyone. So absolutely brilliant to the fans, and please to the fans today, become our 12th man again today. No doubt you will, but let's push the team on. And let's all be positive. From home, if we're watching it from home, let's push our team on from home as well. Chang, over to you, my man.
So I would probably not be able to watch the game live later, as I will be driving back to the Malaysian-Singaporean border for work tomorrow morning on a Monday morning. But I will be able to listen to it live over on BBC Five Live, and I have to concur with what you said of our away fans. Even listening in on the BBC Five Live audio broadcast, always the Spurs fans are the most audible. We are the ones who are making all the noise, singing throughout the match, and I really expect more of the same later today. I will have to say this about the way we go about this game. I totally concur with what Mr. Moyles said earlier, with us getting a fast start, or rather getting a front foot. My concern is more of whether we can sustain that pressure. Are we able to build from strength to strength as we push forward, as we get a lion's share of the possession, or is it just going to be more of the same? Are we going to see more missed chances, or rather chances that go begging when we should be putting them away and getting a foothold in the game? These are all very, very interesting things to look out. And if we are to stand any sort of chance of even thinking of qualifying for Europe via the league proper, rather than through the back door, either through the FA Cup or even the Champions League, I think these are the sort of matches that we really have to make it count, make it so that we have a step ahead, or rather we steal a march over our rivals in terms of finishing for Europe for next season. And yeah, absolutely can't wait for kickoff, but still lots to work upon, regardless of the result today. Even if we win, lose, or draw, I think that this is a good platform for us to build upon. But please, please, please don't be disheartened if things don't go our way, because the season is long. There are still many, many, many matches yet to come, and it won't get tougher than Liverpool next weekend. Having said that, come on, you Spurs, and it's back to you, Saint Garcia.
There's a few people in the chat talking about Dragusin and where is Dragusin. It's interesting because I think the stance that's been taken by Thomas Frank is that unlike abroad, if someone's going to ask a medical question, the clubs, if in Italy and in Spain, they roll out someone from the medical team and they answer the questions. If you're going to talk about finances, they normally roll someone out from the higher ups and they'll talk about finances. When you talk about signings and what you're going to be doing, they pull out someone like the director of football to have a chat. Here in the UK, though, in England, it seems to be that manager has to answer the questions about everything, and it's just the way it is here in this country, and they always have to answer. So I think the stance that Thomas Frank has now taken is he'll only talk about players when they're going to be involved. So people that have been watching the videos from Tottenham Hotspur will see that Dragusin has been in the pitch training for the last couple of weeks on the grass, but obviously people need to understand that Dragusin had a major injury. And this is a major injury that you just don't come back from by the click of your fingers. It takes time to build up the muscle mass and the alignment back in his leg before he can start actually playing competitive football again. And it's a fine line on getting players right. But I think Thomas Frank has decided that they're not going to talk about anyone because we can see what's happening with Solanke as well. And Madison and Kulu. And they're not going to talk about players. It's nice to see them back on the grass and training, but they won't talk about players until they're nearer to the time or at the point where they are going to affect the squad, i.e., be selected for a squad. So at the moment, yes, it's good to see that Dragusin's back on the grass, but we need to wait for Thomas to give us the go ahead that he is back in the squad. So hopefully that answers that. Right, people, we have come. We'll answer this question before we go to the. We've got a question here for the panel. I'm going to answer this question before we go on to scores. He says, "I have a question for you guys, and I'll start. Anyone can start. If Kulu gets fit, would you sacrifice Kudos for him?"
Depends on the match, right? I mean, that's the beauty of having more than these 14, 15 fit starting quality players. I think on current form, maybe. If you ask me, I don't think Kudus has looked. I don't know. He's looked tired. First of all, we rely on him quite a lot. So yeah, he hasn't looked himself. He hasn't looked as bright maybe as he did at the beginning of the season. I also think we were seeing a bit of that attitude problem maybe that he had at West Ham. Things aren't going great. The kind of atmosphere around the club isn't great, and we start to see him kind of dropping down maybe a couple steps below his best. And so I think at times like that, that's the perfect time you could slot Kulu in, give him a break, get some of that hunger back. He's not an automatic starter anymore. I know I kind of answered the question without answering the question, but I think that yes, I guess I would currently. And then you've got him back as an impact sub, and I'm excited to have some more starting quality, that caliber of players for Frank to choose from.
Look, for me, I don't know why you would have to sacrifice Kudos, because you could put Kudos on the left anyway, because he can play there. You could play Kulu in the right or play him in the middle. I think Kulu was playing in the middle under Ange a lot last season, and you can move Xavi to the left. So I don't think you have to sacrifice Kudos in any way. I think you can fit them in. It's about once Kulu is back, how is he going to fit into this team? How is he going to fit into Thomas Frank's plans? And it's a way of trying to find him in. For me, I put Xavi on the left, Kulu in the middle, Kudus on the right. And I think that would be that three. I don't think Kulu's really a winger anymore. He's more of an attacking midfielder, a number 10. And as I said, he was playing there when Ange was manager. So, yeah, stick him in there, put Xavi in the left, and then Kudus on the right.
Chang.
So I will have this to say about Kulusevski. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If Kudus is performing well over on the right, I don't see any reason why he should be dropped unless it's just purely for rotational sake. Honestly, I would very much rather see Kulusevski in midfield. And and this is a big if, but if Bissouma has indeed played his last game for us and he's on his way out, then that would then free up another spot in the midfield for us to rotate. And where better than to ease Kulusevski back into the fold in a more reserved role in midfield, rather than to have to strain his his legs so soon after returning from injury. I think that should be the way to go about it. If Kulusevski is indeed still able to run the channels and deliver crosses from whether it's from the left or from the right, from the wing, then I would more than welcome him as a rotational player to help out in terms of the workload down the flanks. But to answer this question, I think if it ain't fixed, don't break it. Don't fix it. Keep Kudus on the wing on the right, and if Kulusevski needs a run of games, and there's always chance. There's always going to be opportunities in midfield where I think that is his better, or rather that is preferred position if I were the manager. Having said that, back to you, Senor Garcia.
So just to finish off, Kenny, so you've got everyone's answer. For me, you don't sacrifice Kudos. Kudos is our best player on the right-hand side. He is the best player we've got to play in that position, and he outshines absolutely everyone that you've got there. He was bought for a reason, he's bought for a purpose, and that was to play in that position. For me, Kulu it'll be great to have Kulu back because it's another squad player that you've got, because at the end of the day you need the rotation within the team. So it'd be great to have Kulu back as a further player to add to the squad. However, people need to be mindful that again, he's another player, the same as Dragusin, same as Madison, with major injury. So it's going to take him time to rehabilitate, to build up, to be ready to play again. And I don't know when we're likely to see Kulu because I haven't seen much of him on the grass. I've seen pictures of Madison this week on the grass. I've seen Dragusin on the grass for the last couple of weeks. I've not seen Kulu on the grass at Tottenham Hotspur way yet. So there's still a way for him to go. So it's not a question. We won't see him. Although I'd love to see him, I don't think we're going to see him for a while. And I have one more question. This is a personal question for one of you on the panel. And then I am going to move on. And the question is coming, and I can't see where it was, but it's coming from our dear friend Tequila. Here it is. It's for you, Dermo.
Big up, T.
Only if you've got 2 seconds to answer it, because I think he's done this tongue in cheek to you, Dermo.
Yes. I know why he's doing it. Bless him. Big up, T. Yes, he is better than Ange. I think anyone was better than Ange, to be fair. Now, being serious, look, Ange had his sort of good points as well, but I think Thomas Frank is more tactically more announced than Ange. I think we play, we're not so attacking under Thomas Frank as we were under Ange. We're not so left open at the back. Yes, Ange gave us the best night of our lives back in May and in Bilbao. Night we'll all never forget. All of us will never forget where we were that night. But I just felt finishing 17th in the league not good enough. The lost 22 defeats in the league not good enough. I think Thomas Frank's come in and stabilised that. But yes, to your question, Tequila, yes, Thomas Frank is probably better than Ange.
Right, we've come to that part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. But before we ask them go around the panel, can I say that all the people that are on the panel today, their links are all in the description. So if you'd like to follow any of the people that you have here on screen, the links are all in the description. So you have THFC Till We Die. You also have Spurs Diehards TTID and Eltel Cockerel. The one we haven't got on this Talking Ball. Sorry, I didn't realise I haven't put it on there, but they will put it on there. So yours will be put on there as well, Colin. But yeah, and the other thing is the stuff that you can do free. You've told us where you're from. You're supporting the channel. You've told us where you're from and where you're watching from throughout the world. But also, it'd be great. Hit a like for the stream, and let's see if we can get this out there to more and more people. We are Tottenham TV. So we've come to that part of the show where I'm going to go round, and for the people in the chat, tell me what the scoreline is today. And I'm going to start here from top to bottom. And I'm going to start, Chan, you're at the very top. And I will read out what the chat says as well. So, Chan, can I start with you? Scoreline. If you want to go further and tell me goal scorers, that is down to yourself. But I'll just accept the scoreline.
So I'm going to be sticking with my prediction that I made over on the perfect match with Kid and Jimbo on a Friday afternoon. It's going to finish 2-1 to us. We are going to come away 2-1 winners. It's going to be a nail-biting, gritty match, I feel. And don't be surprised if the match is still deadlocked around the 80th or even the 85th minute at 1 apiece. And I think it's almost a given that next goal wins the game, which is why I hope it's going to be us rather than the home team. Last Saturday, during the pre-match pump-up for Brentford, I very specifically mentioned that I would very much like to see Xavi Simons score his first goal that has now been registered, and he scored again from the penalty spot against Slavia Prague. So if he can make it 3-3, I think it will be good for him. It will be very, very good for Xavi Simons to get yet another goal in the league proper. And if that is to be so, let it be today against Forest. And anyone else could score. For all I care, to get our 2-1 win. But it wouldn't hurt to have one of Richarlison or Kolo Muani score the other goal for us. And I've yet to see Kolo Muani score for us in the league. So hopefully, one for Kolo Muani, one for Xavi Simons, and we come away 2-1 winners. Having said that, back to you, Senor Garcia. Or rather, should I say, over to Mr. Stevens for his prediction.
So we're going from Asia across to North America. North America, Colin, what's your scoreline going to be?
I'm going to also say 2-1, but I think that we will go 2-0 up. I think that first goal is going to be Van de Ven on a counter. Then I think we're going to have Xavi score the second goal. And then I think towards the end, they'll get one back, and it'll be kind of nervy for just a bit. And then we'll end up finishing 2-1.
Okay, thank you very much, Colin. I can also say thank you, Colin. I appreciate it because I know that it's 7:25 in the morning for you out there in North America at the moment. But thank you for getting up extra early this morning
No problem.
to
No
come on
problem,
the
man.
show. And Chang, I know it's your evening, and you're one of these major travellers throughout Asia. You have to travel within the countries, and that's a thank you very much. And over to down there, over at the Emerald Isle, Mr. Dermatron, score predictions and everything else that goes with it. And thank you as well, Dermo.
Yeah, no problem. Look, I'm sorry I was late today.
No worries.
A few people know what's happened with Mrs. Tron, so busy trying to sort things out for her before I got back on streaming. So I do apologise. Don't like being late, so I do apologise, Jose, and everyone in the chat. There was one fella in the chat. I love his comment. Lee Harding 1751. He's gone a goal every 5 minutes, 18-0. I mean that. Bless you, man. It might never happen, but bless you, that is some goal score. That's worse than me. I'm going for a 4-1 Spurs win today. I think we're going to go up there and we're going to put a few past them. I think Xavi's going to get one. I think Colo's going to get two, and I think Romero may get one as well. But there's always a thing with Tottenham, isn't it? You never can go 4-0, but we haven't conceded in our last 3 games, have we? In the last 2 games, Brentford and Savia Prague, we've kept clean sheets. Hopefully we can keep 3 today. That'd be great. Also, I just want to say a massive shout out and our prayers and thoughts for everyone in Australia after the news that's come out this morning. Our prayers are with you all, and from myself and I'm sure the guys with me here, we send our prayers and thoughts to families and people affected by this terrible and outrageous what's happened out there. So I just want to say that. Sorry, Jose. Just wanted to put that a big out to them.
Can I say, before I give my scoreline, can I say you've got to hit that like button again? Not enough people are hitting the like button. If Tottenham are going to win today, show it by hitting the like buttons. Let's see how many of you are going for a Tottenham victory today. Lazy 8, our good friend Nick, says 3-1 to Spurs. Hotspur TV, so Harry's gone for 1-1. Jay Broski's watching us from Springfield, Missouri. Kong has gone 2-1 to Tottenham. Jay Broski, the man from Springfield, Missouri, has gone 2-1 to Tottenham. Orde Esfacere 1882 has gone for 2-0 to Spurs. HPP says 3-1. KLO says Kolomoani and Richie, and I think we will get an own goal the way things are going. So 3-1 for him. Mr. Ia or Maria, it says 3-0 to Spurs. Mo Prolux says Forest get a goal by Anderson, Spurs get a Xavi thriller with Gray bagging the winner. There's a lot in that. Jay Murray, like Dermot says 10 days to Christmas. Early present 6-1. Lee Harding says goal every 5 minutes 0-18. It's Harry says it will be 3-1. Queen Ellie Elsbells says 1-0 to Tottenham. William Webb says 1-1 draw. Both be sitting back waiting to score on the break. We will score from a penalty. We then have Ukas Scotta says 2-3 to Tottenham. Jay Murray says it's 7:20 a.m. here and I refuse to get out of bed. Clayton Meek says 3-1 to Spurs. Xavi, Romero, and Kudos. It's Harry says 3-1. As said earlier, says Transparent, says 2-3 to Spurs. It's then you've got so I've said that one already. Tottenham EX says 4-1 to Spurs. Xavi, Moani, and VDV. David Tucker says 2-0. Will let in a consolation goal. Richie getting both in the first half. Oh, sorry, 2-0 up, and they'll get a late consolation goal. So we've got Dermot's score's been covered. Colin's score's been covered. Chang's score's been covered by people in the chat. My score's been covered, even though I haven't revealed it, has been covered in the chat as well. Denzel says 2-0 to Spurs and some yummy tears from Wolfie, the Forest fan TV. Gabriel says 4-2. Daniel Wilson says 3-0. Good and Bent Sant says we have to dominate that midfield with Anderson trying to run the game. We need to be brave. 2-1 to Tottenham. And my score line for today, I did this on Friday. I'm going for a clean sheet, as Dermot was alluding to earlier, speaking about the clean sheets. I think we're better away from home than what we've been at home. And I am going for a clean sheet victory. I've gone for 2-0, is what I've gone for, what I predicted on Friday. However, being a Tottenham Hotspur supporter, I hope for us to score 15 goals and concede none. That's what I would like. I would like to Tottenham to score as many goals as possible and win the game with pure flair and do what Tottenham says on the tin. Go out there, attack, be dangerous and go for it. But I'll settle for 2-0, but I'd like to see a lot more goals than that. So they are the score lines. At the moment, since I shouted it out, we've had 13 more likes. So 13 more people think that Tottenham are going to win. But does anyone else like to think that Tottenham's going to win? Right. I will say, by finishing the show, to say, Dermot, where can you be found next, my friend?
Yeah, you find me. I'm going off to do my own watch along now. I've been THFC 2 would die. We've got a lot of things coming up. Me, Tequila, and the gang over there got a few shows coming up. So we've had a really good month. We've really exploded as a channel, but we'd still like to get to 2,500 before Christmas. We're 200 away. I'm sure that can be done. That would be doable, really doable. And to hit 3K before the end of the season. So please do hit the like and subscribe in here. But thank you so much. It's always an honor, Jose, to come on to the mothership, the channel that started all of our Tottenham channels off, the one and only We Are Tottenham TV. Yeah, and great people in the chat. Yeah, some of them not so nice, but some majority, 95% of them, absolutely lovely people in the chat. So big up to everyone, and yeah, like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Thank you.
So there you go. Dermot's over here. The link has just been put there so you can have a look at it. It's at THFC till we die. Chang, for some reason, don't know, on the back here it says that you're on Spurs Diehards. When are you next on Spurs Diehards and what are you doing?
It's been a good long while since I've been on Spurs Diehards, although, yeah, I champion the channel wherever I go. I honestly think that both Mr. Ian Meff and Mr. Adrian Stroker are doing a fantastic job with that channel since we began last year or rather last season in Angel's second full season. But if anyone's interested, they usually do shows on a Sunday night after matches. I think there's going to be a show tonight at 9:30 p.m. UK time. I hope to be back on that channel soon, rather than later. But right now, it's purely just these pre-match pump-ups and the Friday half-past noon shows over on the Perfect Match with Kat and Jimbo. And we also have our new 10:30 a.m. or rather the revised 10:30 a.m. Sunday morning show over on El Tel Cocorel between you and me, Senor Garcia. And absolutely looking forward to the game. Enjoy the match, everyone. Kickoff is in less than half an hour. Fingers crossed that we come away with 3 points. Thank you as always, Senor Garcia, for inviting me back here to the pre-match pump up, and always a great time to see both Mr. Stevens and Mr. Morley on the panel. Having said that, Chang, over and out from Southeast Asia.
There's the link to my channel, which Chang does a show with me. We do a show every Sunday, so we did our show this morning. prior to this show itself. So if you want to come across the Hotel Cockerel, it's there. And last but not least, Mr. Colin from Talk and Ball.
Hey, yeah. First of all, thank you very much for having me. It was nice. It's always fun to get up early in the morning and hang out with friends and, talk about the team we all know and love. So yeah, it's been a blast. As for me and my channel, I have one, and I like to think we do cool stuff over there. But it's been a long time since I've done a show. Maybe we'll bring it back soon. But in the meantime, I'm just happy to be here. And, thanks everybody. Thanks for all the support on my channel, too, for what it's worth. And yeah, who knows? Maybe some shows soon. So if you guys like me and my Midwestern charm, come on over to Talking Ball and hang out there.
And it will be remiss for me not to finish the show by telling people that the boys will be on here for a watch along here at We Are Tottenham TV, and they will be kicking off in the next 10 minutes for the watch along here on We Are Tottenham TV. So everybody, thank you very much for watching today. Thank you very much to all the guests from our worldwide guests, and thank you to everyone in the chat for watching today. I wish you and bid you all a great Sunday if it's Sunday for you. If it's Monday because you're down under, a great Monday for you guys down under as well. And yeah, as always, it's come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs.
Come on,
Smash the likes on the way out, everyone. Take care.
do it.